Hey, what's up, YouTube? Today we'll be reacting to the last 36 years of Krishna's life explained. What happened after the Mahabharata War? I am a Hindu and I know the stories from Hinduism, or rather, I'd say the history from Hinduism. So, every once in a while, I think it's better to just go back and uh, relearn your history. So today we'll be doing that. If you want me reacting to more such videos, let me know in the comment section below. And here we go.
We don't hear too much about the 36 years post the Mahabharata. Yeah. Uh,
Also, this video is from TRS Clips, and the link to the original video will be in the description.
could you give us the surface level story of what happened?
Sure.
And where is it mentioned?
Yes.
That's the other angle.
This is mentioned in the Mahabharatam itself. What happens
Yeah.
is towards the end of the 18 days, or rather not towards the end, at the end of it all, Kaurava Vamsham, the entire dynasty, all of the 100 brothers, all of them barring one, they're all killed and their wives have been widowed. It's a gruesome scene on the battlefield, and there are vultures preying on those bodies, and it's there are rivers of blood. It's very gory.
The war of Mahabharata was uh, it was a devastating war. Thousands, I think millions of people died.
Gandhari comes onto the battlefield,
The mother of the Kauravas.
the mother of the Kauravas. And when she, of course, there's a patti on her eyes because she doesn't see, but she's feeling her son's body. She's hearing her daughter-in-laws, they're all wailing. And when she sees that, grief overtakes. That's the real parts, the human parts of these stories are here. Grief is powerful. Even when rishis experience it, putra shokam especially, losing your child when you are still alive is known to be one of the most painful things that nobody should experience, because it is not the natural order of things. The natural order is parents will go first. Children, that's how age works, that's how our bodies work, right? They are older, they will go. It is an unfortunate but a reality that somewhere is drilled inside of us. But when the reverse happens, when a parent sees a child go, it's a terrible, terrible feeling. And when Gandhari sees that this has happened, not one, but all of her sons have been killed, that grief overtakes her. And who's there when she's on the battlefield? Krishna is behind her. So when she's aware of this, that look at this, look at all this destruction, she has forgotten that her sons caused it, that they were the ones who started
Yeah.
and sowed the bijas of adharma, and they caused all of this massive destruction for themselves. She's forgotten all of that. It's easy to pinpoint, no? When we're angry, everything for us is, what, Bhagwan? I did so much for you, but this is what you gave me in return. She looks at him and says exactly the same thing. And this is where Krishna teaches us one of the most phenomenal lessons in our lives, which is she looks towards Krishna. Of course, looking is metaphorically. She turns to Krishna and she says, this is your doing. You brought me this much of loss. I'm having to deal with death 100 times over, and it is tearing my heart into 100 pieces. So I curse you, Krishna, that you will die silently without any respect. These are all warriors. They've all died here on the battlefield. They will attain Veeraswargam. That's where any warriors who die, they go to Veeraswargam because they have died while performing their duty. Good or
I think it was decided before the Mahabharata War that all the warriors that died in the battlefield to the heavens or Swarg, as it is mentioned.
bad, that's where they go. But you will die silently. You will die by a hunter's arrow. That is my curse to you. Krishna receives that curse smilingly and he says, Amma, you shouldn't have cursed me. I'll tell you why. I would have anyway gone like that. That was how I had chosen to go. You wasted your tapas. Krishna's lesson is not in the Bhagavad Gita, it's throughout his Janmam.
Yeah.
Krishna's lesson to us. Gandhari has earned herself a lifetime of tapas. Why? Because when she got married to Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra could not see. So she took it upon herself to tie a patti on her eyes so she would also not see and be with him in that dharma. Through years of that tapas, when you accumulate any kind of spiritual tapas, you earn something called Vak Siddhi. What does tapas do to you? Formula is you become Shuddham. There is cleansing that happens from within. That's what tapas does to us. It cleans our minds and our bodies. Shuddhi leads to Siddhi. Shuddhi will make the tongue powerful.
Penance leads to purity, purity leads to power.
Yes, beautifully put. So when Shuddhi leads to Siddhi, what you say will come true. But what happens? It's like an account.
So Vak Siddhi, I think essentially is that whatever you say comes to happen, because Gandhari had performed so much of uh, penance or sacrifice, not exactly sacrifice, but she had endured, she had done a lot of tapasya, that she was in a position where whatever she would say would come true, and like with a correct feeling.
You just withdrew a whole lifetime's worth of savings on
Mhm.
that curse.
Yeah.
So that is why elders always say, don't curse when you are in sadhana. Don't utter something casually negative about someone.
Mhm.
Don't wish ill. Because if it is destined for them, for somebody, for whatever reason, it will happen anyway.
Yeah.
But you don't need to waste your tapas on them, because what you have accumulated for yourself will go for someone else for something that it need not. That's exactly what he says to Gandhari. He says, this is what's going to happen to you now. You've lost your tapas on this, but I'll go.
Yeah.
After this, Krishna goes to Dwaraka, and there he watches how his clan, which is the Yadu Vamsham, they all start bickering amongst each other, because that was also part and extension of Gandhari's curse. And it was also written for them that the rest of his clan would die bickering. And there are sub stories within this.
Yeah, I think the elaborate curse was that like the Kauravas and the Pandavas fought. Essentially, they were a large family. So Gandhari cursed Lord Krishna that the Yadav Kulu would also go extinct by fighting amongst themselves. So I think that is the elaborate curse.
But basically, Krishna watches that dynasty also slowly crumble. And he goes into a forest which is in Dwaraka. You can still see it till date. And when he goes there, he's sitting at the base of a tree one fine day with his foot outstretched.
Mhm.
That foot is standing out. It is Narayana's Pada Padmam. It is that lotus foot of the Lord that is sustaining the entire universe. So it's a very beautiful, it's a very attractive foot. A hunter sees this dark foot and thinks that it's a deer's ear. So he takes a poisoned arrow, he fastens it, and he shoots it. That poisoned arrow hits the tip of Krishna, and slowly that poison spreads, and Krishna goes back to Shashwata Goloka from where he came. Prior to this, he instructed Balarama to go. Krishna Avataram Rahasyam, Rama Avataram Rahasyam. Before they go, they sent back Adisesha. Same Adisesha who came as Balarama, Balarama becomes a white snake and just slithers into the ocean. Whereas in the case of Lakshmana Swami, also you see that he goes before Rama, because the bed must be ready before the Lord comes back to.
Slight pause. So I think also the story again, why Gandhari's again curse was wasted, because uh, it was already destined for the Lord to go leave this earth that way, because the archer or the hunter who shot the arrow was his name was Jara, and he was a reincarnation from Lord's Ram Avatara. When Lord Ram killed Vali, uh, Vali was the brother of Sugriva, who was the head of the monkeys. Then Bali and Sugriva had some differences. Bali was troubling Sugriv. Then Sugriv sought the shelter of Lord Ram, and then Lord Ram helped Sugriva by killing Vali. But he had to do it in such a way that he had to hide behind his back, then shoot an arrow. So while he was dying, uh, Lord Ram again blessed him by saying that I had to kill you from behind your back, but in my next avatar, you will get to shoot me an arrow, and I leave this planet in that way. So that Vali got reincarnated as Jara, who was the hunter that shot the arrow, and Lord left this earth. We do not say Lord died, because Lord never dies. He only appears and he leaves. He disappears. So yeah, let's continue.
Decline. So this is ineffective effectively the last 36 years post the war, he goes into solitude. He goes into what? Just witnessing and observing how each being is meeting their final point. And finally, he just allows himself to go because what he came for has been fulfilled. It has been fulfilled through his story, starting from his arrival to his spending all of those years with the gopis. It has been fulfilled by giving them what they seek. It is fulfilled by all the Rakshasas who he killed, who also went back inside him. Jaya and Vijaya he released. He crossed over, set up the war of the era, cleaned that chapter, cleaned that entire horizon, and gave us the most phenomenal verse and said 18 chapters, 700 shlokas. This is all you need for life. Take it.
Bhagavad Gita.
And said, what more is there now? This is what I've come for. Take it and go.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
If you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out these curated playlists that we
Okay, that was a nice video. I think, yeah, it was a good revision, and it said that came in contact with the Krishna avatar of Lord, never took birth back again. They again went out of the cycle of the life and birth. So yeah, it was a nice story. I love reacting to such videos. If you guys want me to react to more such videos, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Hare Krishna.